Hey guys, how's it going? WhiteWidower here, and wow, it has been some time since we've done a video like this. It's a range video. I won't hold it up much longer. This is the range we're looking at. Finally hit 1 mil clean. Okay, and I'm gonna give a quick, shot of each of the equips, and then I'll come back to them in depth right after. So we've got the 3 totems. My set of rings, including Tempest, and the solid reinforced and superior rings. Sorry, that was probably a little fast. Solid, reinforced, and superior. Okay. We've got, just some other random items for Pocket Slot and my Crusader Codex, which has, I believe, the Horntail set, or the Leafer set. Okay. Reinforced belt is just a filler for now. Would love to trade this for an axe if anyone is in Broa. But otherwise, that's my beauty. My sword, of course. Get my pendants. Great. Okay, now we've got my hat. Sweetwater tattoo. Sweetwater glasses. The epic 12% random Trickster Warrior pants. Of course, gotta make the Warrior set, the RA gear, so I have 4 set effect there. The first of the Tyrants for now, Tyrant Hides boots. The belt is yet to come, and the cape you will see shortly. Earrings superior completes the set by having 2 superior pendants. If you didn't know you could do that, you can. That's key. Okay. Just a decent strength pull on my... what is this? The shoulder. Okay. Random gloves, but sharp eyes for now, good enough. My heart, which unfortunately, although not although not superior or titanium or lithium or any of that, still packs a punch at 110. My high aids, of course. Cloak, 6 star. My shield, 18 attack. Unique. Got a boss nub on there, of course, 25%. Black Swordsman medal from the event oh so long ago, going back 2 years now. Ghost Exorcist. Ghost Ship Exorcist. Oh, say that 4 times fast. Okay. Gold Maple Leaf emblem. I'm not sure if you can get bonus pot on this. I don't think you can, because I've tried and it hasn't let me. Either that or whatever scroll I'm trying to use doesn't work with that. A story for another day. Okay, so recently there was also the introduction of something called hyperstats into the game, and I want to point these out because they're very important. I also have to point out something called link skills. Okay, let's see if we can get them all up. Wow. Alright, we'll put that on the side for now. Hyperstats are essentially increases on top of your normal stats that affect your range or various attributes within your character. There are certain ones to focus on. As you can see, even though I'm a warrior, strength is not maxed out at a possible of 10. It's much more advantageous to scroll to the bottom of the chart. Damage. I've decided to max that first to get a 30% increase. Some people could argue that boss damage is more favorable to have at this point. I chose damage just to help training. Ignore defense is very hard to improve once you're above 85, even getting to that point. As you can see, my ignore is 92. So I chose not to invest that much because it won't provide much bang for your buck, and you're better off spending points elsewhere, at least in my opinion. I had some spare points, so I threw them in max and min because the first levels are very cheap. The 10th levels are very expensive. However, the gap is, say, for the first levels 1 to 2% here, but at the end levels at 9 or 10, I would expect it to be between 3 and 4% increases per level, which does add up fast. Okay, so you can see I focused on crit also. My crit is only 40%. With Sharp Eyes, that brings it up another 15, I believe, right? So that that in conjunction with at least my hero has my last 2 lines hit crit all the time. I hit about 50% crit rate is what I expect, and I wish it was better, but that's the best I can do for now, including with my link skills, which we can get into. I can still add a couple. There's a whole list on Basil somewhere if you want, or maybe I'll make another video about link skills perhaps. But these are the ones that I use. Some of them can have multiple levels, some of them cannot. You definitely want to get as many of them to level 2 as possible, and if you fall in love with a character and have the time, the right character could be worth getting to level 3, one could argue. Okay, so they give me things like increased boss damage, or increased crit, or increased other various stats. And those are important as well to keep into account because they all factor into my range, and that's how I get 1 mil clean. There are no buffs on right now, that's the key. If I put buffs, let's just see for argument's sake. Okay, first we'll do no hypers, so that's just the very basics, and we can see, okay, so it looks like it only adds 10% for Sharp Eyes, for decent Sharp Eyes there. I bump up to 1 mil, 1.13 mil, which is nice. That's pretty nice. I'm very excited about that. I'm not going to use Echo right now, so sorry about that. But here's my hyper buffs. And that brings me up to 112 to 125, which is sustainable for what, say 30 seconds? That's not terrible. That's pretty cool. These hyper stats really did a lot of help, and on top of my heart, that's really the big changes, and on top of my Tyrant Boots also coming into fruition at, what, 8 stars? Yeah. So that's a lot of stats right there. Now, I'm going to break down a little bit more in depth the equips themselves. If you want to stick around, you can find out more about those right now. Okay. Alright. Tempest Ring. This was like the Tempest event from forever ago. It's just to note that it's a high level ring that you can potential. That allows me to get more stats. The potential is really the key to strength. You want to have a good ratio of stats and attack as well. So it's nice that this ring is 25 all stat with some attack. However, the key feature is the 9% strength, and that's what I paid for. So you're going to want to farm each of the Golux rings, which you can do, and you're going to want to scroll them perfectly with the advanced stuff, or I think the solid requires the other ones, the blue coins or whatever. So that just makes it a little bit easier or more affordable. If you're patient, you can do it within a couple months, and basically for the price of CSS, however many clean slate scroll you're going to need is going to determine the cost for this, really. Plug them with some nebs. Don't cube them until Miracle Time. That's the key. Miracle Time is a whole nother video in itself. If you want to go watch that, you can find out more about what that entails. Okay, pendants. More Golux gear. These are not things you can farm. You have to actually purchase these or get them from drops by killing Hell Golux. So good luck killing Hell Golux without having a pair of these equipped. Yes, the game is cruel. You want to do the same thing, get them perfected with those advanced scrolls. That's not a priority. This is by no means a guide of how to do things in order. This is just showing and telling how I got my equips to where they are. Most of my gear is self-made. I find it to be at least the same cost as the market, or depending on the item, you can actually make a little bit of, or save a little bit. On the other hand, my heart, I will talk about, was extremely way too expensive, probably. By a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright. So my weapon. I made this back when the red event was a thing and they had 8 attack scrolls for 50% chance of passing. Now they have 9 attacks around, but it's a much more expensive process because the the percent chance is under 30 or around 20, I believe, then, you know, that's going to cost a lot more CSS, which would have 50 mil in the current market, so not advised to go that route at the moment. You're better off waiting till the new Maple anniversary event coming up, end of April, early May. That's your best bet to scroll a new weapon, get some primes, 10 attacks. It'll be just as expensive, or a little bit more expensive perhaps, than what I did, or perhaps than the current available method, but you'll have 10 attacks and the item will instantly become an end game weapon that anyone would be envious of. So mine's only 8 attacks. I gotta get the stars up, gotta get a decent soul on it. 25% boss neb is important. Don't cheap out on the 20%. It's just, if you're gonna go all the way, you might as well. Definitely, like I said, the order of getting these things, it's not all at once. I didn't just make this item right away. First I made it perfect, then I got it unique potential, then I got, you know, some legendary bonus pot on it, and I got my potential legendary, and that was all done in a miracle time, which you can see that done actually in one of my, I think I have it on my old miracle time video. Oh, okay. Now we can talk about my Royal Warrior helm and other RA gear, as well as this Sweetwater stuff. The hat here, just so I am not going about properly scrolling these items yet. You want to get incredible chaos scrolls of goodness and scroll them for high weapon attack or high strengthened dex, so this way, in addition to the potential, you can get the most of the 11 slots here, or the 7. There's probably more slots that failed, and a bunch of slots here as well. I think that, I don't remember unfortunately, I think these have 7 each maybe. Let me see, do I have another random equip that we can compare it to? No, I sold all my random CRA gear. Alright, well, I'm sorry about that, but there's, so basically all these slots could be filled with incredible chaos of goodness scrolls, and that could be a lot of attack and stats that could further help these numbers become even larger. Ooh. And my orbs, obviously, we didn't even get to take into account my orbs for those buffs before. Wow, so that's pretty cool to think about. The orbs effectively double my range as is, but that's hero talk. Okay, so we can understand what's going on here. 12% strength epic is just, I got lucky, and there's really no reason to move it beyond anything further than epic, because I have items that are less than 12% strength, so I might as well cube those first. Although most of my items at this point are between 9 and 12%, as I'm sure you noticed. Some of them are a little bit higher, some of them are a little bit lower, but that's probably the average. Okay. Tyrant boots. Okay. Got a really not that great roll on them right now for the unique, but even the decent haste is not that preferred. Don't know if that makes it worth anything, but I like them because they're 8 stars and they give me 60 weapon attack and 165 all stat. That is way more advantageous to me than anything that the potential could offer at the moment. With something like that, it's gonna have to be at least 12% strength to entice me. Okay, of course I'll take 9. But anyways, here comes the Golux earrings. Same story as the Golux gear, except these earrings can in fact be purchased from the store, so you're going to want to grind that out and save some money. I could put some bonus pot on this, although it's not my priority right now. Yeah, no, not at all. And then so yeah, just making sure you get as many stars on it as possible. Once you're paying 10 mil a chance and it's like 30%, 40%, you really need to weigh the cost benefit of whether or not it's worth perfecting the stars on all these items. But getting to 10 or 11 is definitely a good start, and will give you a lot of boost along the way. It's, you know, don't keep it at 0. Definitely level it up at least to 10. And okay, the heart. Let's talk about the heart. I got this heart from, for the free event, right? So the zombie event back like a year ago now. It's like an 11 slot heart, so that's pretty cool. That included using hammers on it, so it's 9, right, originally. The only problem is that it's level 10, and it's a permanent heart, but it's level 10, which means I cannot really potential it for any advantage, because there are tiers to potential, and this falls in the lowest tier because of its level, and that is level 10. So while it's got 110 attack, and 40 all stats, and I'm literally like jumping for joy over that because this is a great heart and it's a big improvement to what I had. I hope that maybe I have the opportunity to somehow get it to be titanium or super or something down the road, but this is going to stay for quite some time. Tyrant Hides Cloak could use some additional bonus pot work. Maybe it's at 9%, so maybe if other items are not attended to, I think that might actually be right. So besides the boots, I think that this is also like one of the first things I'd probably cube next, because it's unique tier and it's low, it's 9% or lower. So when I have a bunch of cubes, that's pretty much, that's around the range. Most of my items, it's not worth cubing this because I'll probably just lose more than I could gain at level 100. So this, this is pretty much a filler with this ring for now until I can find something more advantageous or more affordable. But so this heart, okay, right, I didn't really talk enough, I'm sorry. Let's go back. I got 10 primes for it in Maplestory. So that was definitely a great start, but that was a cost in itself. Probably cost, besides the time I was able to supplement by gathering materials and get leaves and coins, etc., to purchase them myself. I had to buy a lot of those leaves with Meso, which obviously means cash or NX or something to that extent. So probably, you're looking at what, 30-40 bucks maybe. And then just to scroll it, I can tell you that it was probably another 30. To get the required protection scrolls is more Meso, but I was able to have, CSS that I invested in a bunch of them at 25 mil, and they're now 50, like I said. So I was able to supplement the cost with that to make it more feasible, because honestly, it was looking to have a lot larger of a dollar amount on it before that, and you have to fund your own characters by taking advantage of the economy when you can, and it's important to have when you have your pulse, that finger on the pulse of the market, and those a couple items that trade very well, you want to take advantage of the ups and downs of those items. You want to invest when they're low, Okay, that's another video too. Also, Cherry Tigers has a great series about that going on right now, I saw, so go check him out if you haven't. He's a great YouTuber for Maple. I don't know if he's around anymore, but he's got a lot of videos cataloged that you can use and take a lot of info from. Okay, here we got VIP Warrior Shields. I bought this for 4 bill 3 years ago. It was a steal. Pretty much as is. Had the neb, had the same potentials. I just added bonus potential to it. That's all I did. Maybe I starred it also. Maybe I got it up to 11 stars. But you got to take advantage, like I said. Also, shields are kind of a pain to sell, so I would probably benefit from that. Not many people looking to get them. Okay, Ghost Exorship. Wow, Ghost. I did it again. What is that? Ghost Ship Exorcist. What, I said Exorship or something? Okay. 20 all stats, whatever. It's just a great high level 150 potential-able badge. And that's key because it's now 12% strength. And I enjoy strength percent because I'm a hero and it makes me happy. Then we've got a gold maple leaf emblem, which can get percent attack, which is very important to note, and that's why it's one of my legendary items right now, because it had higher priority, because it can get percent attack, as can shields, or whatever your secondary slot is, excuse me, and as can your sword or primary for whatever class you have. So those 3 items can get percent attack. When this turns legendary, it's going to have a lot of percent attack. That's the hopes, right? But given it's got 3 great lines, I have other fish to fry right now. Management of what's the most cost-effective and efficient thing to do is what's going to get you to this range as fast as possible. And I have much to grow and much time to play. Alright. That's all the equips, right? Here's my BS, my bullshit, cash stuff. If you want to take a look at that, that's another couple build of fun buying permanent equips. My little pet with all its skills, and I don't know, my android. This is literally extra NX that I don't care about at this point. My totems, this is from an old event that comes back every couple, what is it? It's Sengoku High, right? This is that other maple thing. And this is the other hunting dog, whatever that means. This is from the hunting random event. But yeah, that's really extraneous details. This is the bulk. You guys saw it. You guys got it. Thank you for sticking with me. This was a long video. The first probably 5 minutes is where most of you want to be, and if you stuck with me, then once again, thanks. Subscribe, comment, like, check out my other videos. A lot more to come in the next few weeks, guys. Looking forward to seeing and talking to you in game. Alright, peace.